Hard work does pay off, no matter to whichever field we may belong to. But in the race to be successful, don't forget you have to
Keshav, you take it from here.
Hard work does pay off, no matter to whichever field we may belong to. But in the race to be successful, don't forget you have to keep even your body boastful. Do find out time to work out in order to maintain a healthy outlook. Movement of body is of supreme importance. It keeps one energetic and cheerful because only a healthy body can sustain a healthy mind. A blissful morning to respected Director Sir Shri B.B. Gupta, Principal Sir Mr. Vivid Gupta, Headmistress Ma'am Mrs. Kavita Mehrotra, Head Coordinator Ma'am Mrs. Neha Gupta, coordinators, teachers, our chief guest of the day Dr. Mukesh Agarwal, and our spectators who are connected to us virtually. Robert Schuller, a televangelist, once said, "Tough times don't last, tough people do." We cannot deny to the most relatable quote. Tough times of COVID-19 did not last, but tough people did. To bring out the essence of being sound healthy, both physically and mentally, we have organized this expert talk by our eminent chief guest of the day. To commence the event, we have a documentary stating about how vital fitness is for each one of us. Let us all witness that.
कितनी कमाल की बात है ना कि इस आधुनिक युग की पनपी खोज यानी कि चलते हुए समय को छोड़ ये भूले पृथ्वीवासी आज भी मेरा इंतजार करते हैं। गौर से देखें तो घड़ी से पहले सीप के समान दिखने जैसी कांच की खिड़की में से झांकती मेरी रोशनी आंखों के तलों पर दस्तक देकर इन्हें आज भी उठा देती है। कुछ मुझे देख उठ जाते हैं और मुझे हाथ जोड़कर मेरा सत्कार करते हैं, तो कुछ अरे अरे ये फिर सर चढ़ाया बोलकर खुद को चादर या रजाई में टोल मटोल कर एक प्रश्न चिन्ह के जैसे सो जाते हैं। चलिए, जो सोए ही प्रश्न चिन्ह के समान है उन्हें तो क्या ही कहें, पर जिन्होंने मेरे जैसे जिंदगी में तप कर यानी कड़ी मेहनत कर उगते ही जाना है, वो कुछ लोग यहाँ हैं। ये है बाल भवन पब्लिक स्कूल। कहने को तो मैं पूर्व से उगता हूँ, पर अगर इस विद्यालय की बात की जाए तो यहाँ पर सूरज की रोशनी विद्यालय के मैदान से होते हुए पूरे विद्यालय को प्रकाशित करती है, जहाँ शुरू से ही प्रार्थना के साथ व्यायाम, कसरत आदि इन सब से दिनचर्या की शुरुआत हुआ करती थी। मैदान में उतरते ही छोटे हो या बड़े बच्चे सभी के ही चेहरों पर ताजगी और जोश भरी मुस्कुराहट आ जाती थी। पर कहते हैं ना, जिंदगी हर कदम एक नई जंग है। आज सारी दुनिया एक अनदेखी जंग तो लड़ रही है, पर इस जंग की ना एक खास बात है कि ये जंग को किसी बॉम्ब या हथियार की नहीं, बल्कि ताकतवर इम्यूनिटी की जरूरत है। जहां सिपाही बंदूकों के साथ तैनात नहीं चाहिए, बल्कि सीना ताने तेज रफ्तार से दौड़ते और चलते हुए चाहिए। और ये किसने कहा कि दौड़ने के लिए बस खुला मैदान ही चाहिए? घरों में अपनों के साथ रहकर भी अपनी सेहत का ध्यान रखा जा सकता है, और जरूरी नहीं घंटों कसरत करके ही सब होता है। कुछ कसरतें मनोरंजन रूपी और हास्यप्रस्त भी होती हैं, जहां कुछ लोग सिर्फ हालातों का ठीक होने का सोच सोचकर बैठे रह गए, वहीं एक और घंटों परिश्रम कर बाल भवन परिवार की ही सुप्रिया रावत ने बॉक्सिंग चैंपियनशिप ASPC दुबई में ब्रॉन्ज मेडल जीतकर बाकी विद्यार्थियों के समक्ष एक उदाहरण प्रस्तुत किया। सुप्रिया तो मार्गदर्शक बनी ही, पर सुप्रिया के मार्गदर्शकों का भी योगदान, विश्वास और निरंतर आगे बढ़ने का प्रयास भी सराहनीय था, है और रहेगा।
Now moving ahead, some notable mentions about our guest of honor of the day. So, you are a doctorate and hold numerous degrees in different branches. You are presently working as Associate Professor in the Department of Physical Education in Maharaja Agrisane College, University of Delhi. You are a Research Fellow, Institute of Lifelong Learning, and DU former Joint Secretary, Delhi University Sports Council. You are postgraduate in Botany from University of Delhi again, followed by post-graduation diploma and masters in physical education and sports. Your another achievement is your diploma in naturopathy. So, on behalf of Bal Bhavan Public School, I welcome you today for your expertise to be shared with all of us. Please give us all a privilege to gain some knowledge from immensely learned personality like you. You are humans to lead a healthy life. I would also like to inform each one of you that we will be holding a Q&A round too. So please post your queries in the chat column for us to throw some light on them. I would now request our chief guest of the day to kindly board the virtual platform and permit us to allow some amount of knowledge you are bestowed with. So please.
Thank you, Keshav. The presentees from the school administration, Mr. Director, Mr. B.V. Gupta, Principal, Mr. Vivek Gupta, Headmistress, Ms. Kavita Mehrotra, and Senior Coordinator, Ms. Neha Gupta, and a colleague in the Department of Physical Education, Mr. Manish. Thanks for providing me this opportunity to speak on the topic of Santulit Ahar. May I request to present with the slideshow?
Yes, sir.
So the topic is the Santulit Ahar, which means the balanced diet, because most of the people or students, especially of this generation, are aware with the concept of balanced diet. Santulit Ahar is quite a primitive word. Normally, the people belongs to my age group or even the senior administration in the school are quite aware with the concept of Santulit Ahar, which has been taught right from the beginning, from our childhood. But nowadays, this balanced diet becomes a taboo for the students. In earlier days, the diet provided to us is already balanced. It is Santulit, being provided by our parents and the food cooked in our house. But nowadays, when the scenario has been changed, life is running, especially in the metro cities. People are looking forward for the dietitian to decide their diet. But in earlier times, every diet is a form of balanced diet, which provide all the required nutrition to the body. Next slide, please. Before to move on the nutrition part of the balanced diet, it's important to understand the human body, because there is a balance in the human body is more required, which has been provided by one of the tool like the balanced diet. The different system in the body, we are aware, since the food has an effect on each and every part of the human body. The different system works in coordination if and only if the proper supplement has been given to it. Our musculoskeletal system, where our bones and the muscles work in a coordinated way to make the movement in the body. Again, when we take the benefits of the balanced diet, we will take out the examples how the balanced diet work on the different systems. Our cardiorespiratory system, where our respiratory system along with the functioning of the heart will work out in a coordinated way so that the oxygen supply will reach to the each and every part of the body, being blood as a carrier. Our neuromuscular coordination, because whatever the activity we have make out, we require the sensation and the decision through the brain. Brain will act as a center so that the required body part will act in synchronization with the other body part. Because it's not possible one of the leg move forward, another leg will move in the backward direction or in the sideward direction. This is a control of the neuromuscular, where brain has told if you put one step forward, then the rear leg should become forward to the front leg. Then only you can coordinate it in a proper manner and can move in the right direction. The hormonal balance, because the different hormones had a different effect on the body. The hormone balance our mood so that we can work out in a proper situation. It controls our anxiety. And last, I put the digestive system the last because our balanced diet is more related with the digestive system. Next slide, please. When we're talking about the digestion, when we're talking about the amalgamation of the balanced diet in our body, when we're talking about the intake of the food, we work out the process of the digestion in the four part. Ingestion, that means the food particle or the food grain or the any of the eating stuff, you take it from your mouth. The first part where the digestion takes place, the first part where any type of the diet you have taken is the mouth. It's a process of the ingestion. I think, should I continue in the English or should I take the bilingual language? Is
Sir,
anybody
it's
can
okay.
guide?
You may
It's okay?
continue, sir.
Okay,
It's okay.
please. Thank you. The second part is the digestion. Normally, when we ask or learn about the digestive system, we only believe on this part of the digestion. If whatever the food we have taken, it is digested in the body. It's merely a single process, or it can give a weightage not to the 25%, but only to the percent of the 15%. The weightage has been given. The most important thing is the ingestion. That means what type of food you are taking inside your body. That is the very most important part. So you can give the weightage up to the 50% of the things. Because if you take the right food in your mouth, the entire process of the digestion will become simpler and easier. In most of the cases, whenever we are talking about the dietitian, whenever we are making our diet plan, we just forget the aspect of the assimilation. It's okay if you require the 2000 calorie, you take the 2000 calorie from a good food, but whether it has been assimilated in your body or not, whether the food has given the right direction or not, it's like the fuel in the tank of a car. You fill the fuel, say 50 liter in the car, in the tank of the car. But when you are rushing in the speedy road, your performance will be different. But when you are rushing in the traffic jam, your performance has been deteriorated. The same amount of the 50 liter petrol would not give you the performance equally at the different roads. The same process is about the assimilation. So whenever we are talking about the balanced diet, whenever we are talking about the food what we have ingested, it is important to understand whether it has been assimilated in our body or not, whether the fuel in the form of food has been reached out to the right destination. This is a paramount importance. And the last process of the digestion, which normally people doesn't talk about it, is excretion. That means the food which has not been assimilated in our body, has it been properly excreted or not? It is something like whatever the junk file you have put in your junk folder, and the time reaches when your computer will be hanged. The same process has been taken out in the process of digestion is excretion. It is also very important to understand. Next slide, please. So the main part, balance diet, because since I doesn't want to make it more technical and more scientific, it should be simpler to understand, and I believe we have the students from the different class group, so that their understanding level should be very clear. So the balanced diet is normally the diet which has been taken by the person, should be completed in all respect. It has been divided normally into two parts, macronutrients and the micronutrients. The macronutrients were derived where we get more calories from the food stuff or the food component, which is the important part of the nutrition, you can say the important part of the balanced diet. The one is carbohydrate. We know it is the immediate source of energy. The another thing is the protein, and third thing is the fats. In balanced diet, the composition of these elements are different, and also different as per the requirement of the person. The carbohydrate can be taken as a storehouse because of any of the activity what we have performed on the immediate basis. Initially, the fuel burn will become from the carbohydrate. In any of the aerobic activity, when the oxygen has been combined with the carbohydrate molecule, it will give the outcome or the product of the CO2, water, and the energy. And the energy has been used for the activity purpose. Say if you start running or you start walking, simple walking on the floor, you require the oxygen to break down the molecule and the energy has been liberated, and through acceleration process, you liberate out the carbon dioxide. So the first fuel which has been burned is the carbohydrate. That's why in any of the balanced diet, the carbohydrate component is of the maximum. The second thing is the protein. Protein is believed to be the building block for the muscles, because if we have the weak muscles, we are not in a capacity to carry out any of the goods. We can't lift anything. We can't carry anything because the weak muscles could not take a load. If muscles are not strong, the direct impact will go to the bones and the bones get weakened. For any of the activity, our strength is required to perform. Say, if you are lying down on a chair or on a bed, if you want to get up from the bed, you require the strength so that you can jump out of the bed when you are kid or quite young. But with the advancement of the age, you require the additional assistance, or you require the pushing of your hand so that your body can be in a aligned position and you can leave the bed comfortably. So the role of the muscles could not be ignored at any level. That's why it is always suggested, especially for the kids, that they should take at least 1 or 2 portion of the dal in their daily diet. Because dal, pulses, these are the chief source of the protein and easily available, especially in the diet in India. The third component is the fat, which normally been believed by the people, especially in the today's generation. No fat. Fat means obesity. We should ignore all type of oil, all type of ghee. But they have forgotten that every component is important to balance the body. Because for any of the long-term activity, the role of the fat is paramount. Fat has been deposited in the body and will be burned when the long-term activity has been performed. We have seen the people, those are especially located in the hilly regions or the places where more winter is there or more cold atmosphere is there. The person having the more fat component, their body has capability to sustain in the adverse condition of the extreme cold. But those are lean body mass, body with less fat. They are more prone to the disease, which can be occurred due to the severe cold. Also, the activity which has been performed for a longer duration. Like if you need to walk for more than 40 minutes, or need to walk more than 1.5 hours, your fat component has been burned. And also the important thing, the fat contains the maximum calorie in per gram as compared to any other component of the food. The sources we will discuss in that later on. Next slide, please. Micronutrients. So micronutrients are the nutrients which are required in very low quantity in the body. But low quantity does not ignore their importance, their vitality in the body. As far as the matter is concerned with the vitamin, we are very much aware about the benefits and uses of the different vitamins. Whether it is vitamin A, which has been very useful for the eyes, whether it is vitamin B for make our body strong to fight against the different type of disease which can occur in the body. If it is vitamin C, more important for our teeth. If it is vitamin D, it has been associated with our bones in the body. But if it is vitamin E, it has been concentrated more towards our hair and the skin, and also to our reproductive organs. And if it is vitamin K, it has a role for the process of the thrombosis, so that the blood clotting can occur easily. Because if vitamin K is not there, then if some wound has been happen over our body, the blood will be liberated to the more extent. So different vitamins has a different importance. And also the sources of the vitamins is again a task which we have learned. right from our, I think, class 2nd or class 3rd, we have learned about the role of the different vitamins and the sources which has been associated with the vitamins. If we're talking about the vitamin A, we are thinking for the milk. If we're talking about the vitamin B, we are looking towards different type of vegetables. If it is vitamin C, we are more prone towards the lemon or the citrus fruits. So likewise, the different vitamins have a different role in the body. Though they require in a very low quantity, but we cannot ignore at all to get our body which is fit enough or to work out in the different environmental conditions. Likewise, the role of the minerals. They are also required in the less quantity and more or less to the vitamins, but still they have a very efficient role. Because if we don't have a calcium, our bone will not be strong enough. If iron is not there in the body, we can be suffering from the anemia. Likewise, other minerals, whether it is the sodium-potassium balance in the body, the different activities have been performed in the synchronization. One activity could not give out a complete workout without the combination of all these things. If we are asking for the priority, what should we take first? Then everybody is on the top. There is no process for the hierarchy to make out. It can be make out in a quantitative method only. But as far the quality is there, it is in a circular form. So that whenever you spin, every time anything could be on the top. You cannot ignore their importance. You cannot make a prioritization over to one over to other. So that's why they are important. Here itself, we are talking about the balanced diet to be completed. But it's not. Because whenever we're talking about the nutritive components, we are talking about the nutritive components in the major micro and the macro part. But additional components are also there to make our diet completely balanced. Next slide, please. Next slide. So these are the additional components. We normally forget when we are write down on the answer sheet or whenever we are talking or we are communicating with each other, we are just talking about this macro and micro. We just forget about the concept of the roughage, the fibrous food, the more fiber in the body, and the concept of the water. So why roughage is required? What are the role of the fibers in the body? When they are not providing any calorie, and also they are not been susceptible to any of the disease, then why roughage is important? It is important because the entire process of the digestion, the last part of the excretion, has a major role of the roughage to work out. When we're talking in terms of the alternative medicines, especially in the naturopathy, it has been taught that 90% of the disease has been occurred due to stomach. And constipation is mother of all the diseases which has been occurred in the stomach of any human body. So the roughage is basically a tool to eradicate the problem of the constipation in the body. So that's why whenever we are ordering for any of the food or preparing of any of the food in house also or even in the restaurant also, we are always looking towards the salads. Especially in the Western culture, if you have seen, people had 90% of the European people or the American people have salad as a chief component in their diet. In India, we ignored the use of roughage. This is because in the earlier time, we used to work out. We are more laborious people. We used to work out throughout from day to night. But when the intervention of this luxurious life has come in the picture, especially after globalization or especially after 2000, it has been seen the physical activity or the laborious act has been reduced. not in the adult, but also in the children or the youth or the teenagers. Especially because of the advancement of the technology, we have the less opportunity to work out in a day-to-day life so that we can meet our requirement of the physical activity. In earlier time, or when I use the word earlier time, I'm talking about the concept before 2000. We had to move for each and everything. Even for the simple thing, we had to move out from our house and grab the thing or procure the things. But nowadays, when the online shopping has been take place, you will get each and everything within your range, within your limit, within your accessibility. And the role of the gadgets, especially when the rates has been decreased down. Now everyone has a mobile in their hand. And mobile become their best friend. And mobile becomes their parents. And mobile becomes their guide, their mentor, and the teachers. So this thing will make out the importance of the roughage increase to the thousandth time. If you want to stay at your bed or stay at your sofa or stay at your chair for long hours, your bodily activity has been reduced so that your stomach has to act more. It has to give more time for the digestion in the body. And over to that, you use the word sone pe suhaga, your junk foods, your pizza, your burger, which you can't ignore at all. You always give the preference over the chapatis or the household food. So whenever you eat this food, your digestive system has been collapsed. So the part of the excretion has been changed. Your timing to stay inside the room and to spend your time, especially in the loo, the ratio has been changed. So the roughage is more important for the balanced diet, especially nowadays. And the roughage came from the salads. Even some fibrous foods are there so that you can take more roughage. Even the different companies make out the marketing of the different foods. These are nothing but the supplement of the roughage. The fibrous atta marketed by different companies, it's nothing. It's the addition of the choker in the atta. And what is choker? It is a cattle feed. It has been given to the cattle. It is a waste product of the atta, of the wheat. When wheat has been grinding, the waste product is the choker and gone for the cattle feeding. But nowadays, company use this waste product, including the atta, and marketed in the name of the fibrous atta. Good for health, good for digestion. And we are paying extra for the waste product. Why? Because we have forgot about the concept of the physical activity. We doesn't want to understand the norms of the balanced diet. Each thing everyone is aware, but we are not following by ourselves. If somebody has given you the concept, you will take this diet. This is good for you. This is a balanced diet. You are running behind it. You doesn't want to apply your brain about the balanced diet. The oats. Who will eat the oats in the earlier times? Nobody knows about the oats. But nowadays, you can see any of the mall, you can see any market, you can see any shop nearby you. You will get the packets of the oats made by the different countries. And you are happily eating these oats in the name of the balanced diet, in the name of the healthy food. Anyhow, the other concept is of the water, the use of water. The best thing about the water in the body, it never been accumulated. Until and unless you are suffering from some severe kidney problem or some of the liver problem. Otherwise, there is no concept of storing of water in the body. Our body has a balance of water and it remains automatically. If you are drinking more than the water required by your body, it will be excreted by the process of the urination. There is a very simple test to understand about the body requirement of the water. You can see your urine, you will understand. If it is as clear as the water, that means your body is completely hydrated. If it is yellow pigmented or yellowish in nature, you can understand that your body requires more water to be hydrated. And the role of the water is basically to mix with the food, grind it down, break it down, and also take to the different part of the body in a more effective manner. The different people have a different opinion about the intake of water. You will find even on the internet or even the different books where people are advocating to take zero water during your major food and then take water after an hour. But some book has emphasized to take the water more even during your lunch or dinner, you can say your major food portion. So the concept of intake of water can be understood if you apply our brain in a simple concept. If you take the food, your lunch or dinner, you can say the major portion of the food, whenever you are intake, you chew through your maximum grunt through your teeth, then it has been transported to your stomach through esophagus, and different enzymes has been activated like salivary amylase over there, and then the different enzymes in the stomach, whether it's pepsin or whatever. But if you don't take any water out of it, you don't drink any water or you take zero water, then it is difficult for you to wash out your mouth, wash out your food pipe. But you put extra pressure on the stomach to grind the food or to make the bolus in a proper manner so that it can goes down to the small intestine and then to the larger intestine. So normally it is appropriate, or I can suggest you should take at least 3/4 or a glass of water during your diet or after your major diet. Then give a break for an hour, and after that you will take the entire amount of water you desire. That would be the best part in order to decrease down the formation of the microorganism in the different sites of the body, so that your process has been cleaned. So the water is a part of the balanced diet which should be taken with the intelligent manner. When you talk about the weight management, I will tell you the you can say effective way of intake of water. Next slide, please. Next slide. So this is balanced diet. We are just talking about the different components of the balanced diet, but how the diet is set to be the balance. As far as the protein is concerned, it has been suggested by the experts that 1 gram of the body weight of the protein should be taken. But this is a guideline for the adults. In students, in children or teen or the youth, it is suggested that you should take 1.2 to 1.5 gram per body weight of the protein. Because at the time of growth, more protein is required for the building of the muscles. especially for the children and the adolescent, the protein intake should be 1.5 gram per kg of the body weight. If you have if you have weight of the 50 kg, then you should take at least 75 gram of the protein in your daily diet, because you are in the stage of your rapid growth. Your muscles will be developed. And when you get adults, not I use the word adult because in adult means in India we are talking about the 18 years of age group. But when you're talking about the youth that cross the age of the 29, because as per the norms of the UNO and especially for the WHO, the age of the youth is up to the 29 year of age, from 14 year to 29 year of age. And somewhere it has been written from 17 year to 29 year of age. So after that, the requirement of the protein can be reduced because that was not a stage of the growth. It is a stage of the development. So we should have understanding of the pattern of the growth and development. Accordingly, the different components of the diet should be taken. So what about the fats per day? The fat requirement is at least 15 to 20 gram a day of the fat is required in the body. And the rest of the component should be meat from the carbohydrate. Likewise, if you say when you're talking about the protein, 1 gram of protein supplies the 4 calories or 4 kilocalories, because in the energy schedule, the calories and kilocalories stands for the same thing. Likewise, for the carbohydrate, 1 gram gives the 4 kilocalorie, and fats of 1 gram will give the energy of the 9 calories. Normally in the balanced diet, when we are talking to the children, to make them more understandable, we are making a complete thali, so that they can have a understanding that you should have 1 bowl of pulses, 1 bowl of some seasonal vegetable, at least 2 to 3 chapatis, some rice, and rice is again boiled rice, not the pulao, and 1 bowl of this curd, along with the salads, should be taken as a major meal portion in the lunch. And in the dinner, it has been suggested you can repeat the same thing, but you can reduce your diet at least 10% less to the lunch or your body requirement, so that your body can digest this diet quite easily, because the time spent what we have after lunch is more than the time spent what we have after dinner. So that's why in balanced diet we are making a understanding picture to the people. But if you talk about the pyramid stage, next slide please. I think pyramid is there. Okay, no, reverse please, back slide. So for the balanced diet composition, we are making a pyramids. In some of the books, the pyramid has been given where the bottom layer has been made out for the cereals or the carbohydrate. Then we have a second layer for the proteins, third layer for the fats, fourth for the vitamins, fifth for the minerals, to make an understanding of the pyramid for the students, so that they should have an understanding more carbohydrate, less protein compared to carbohydrate, but more to the fats. The third layer, significant, less as compared to the protein, but more as compared to the vitamins. Likewise, the vitamins and the minerals. In that pyramid, we have forget about the water and the roughage. Anyhow, that hardly matters. Next slide, please. So this is what is more important to understand about the balanced diet, because the balanced diet doesn't mean the balanced diet for all. Everybody, when I talk body means every human body has a different requirement of the diet. Again, it depends also on their nature of work. You cannot apply the same formula from one to another. The balanced diet only gives you a guideline to understand. So in diet plan matter, normally the 3 things are required. Whether I want to increase my weight, whether I want to decrease my weight, or whether I want to balance or maintain my weight. So accordingly, the plans or diet plan has been suggested. For reduction, weight reduction, I think the major problem, especially in the developed countries, in India, it is okay. It is also a problem in India. But if you have seen the developed countries, especially in America and the Europe, you will find that the obesity becomes the major disease over there. Again, this is because of the intervention of the luxury. Even you can understand this thing in India quite easily. When you are taking the consideration the people in the metro cities or the major cities and compare with the rural people, you will find the people those are living in the village are more fit as compared to the people those are living in the cities or in the metros. Or in the people those are living in the cities or metros are suffering from the major problem of the obesity, or you can say the overweight. But most of the people are not satisfied with their weight. So the weight reduction, weight increase and weight balance. So weight increase is also a very difficult task, since it seems to be very easy for the people. Those can put on their weight very easily, or those are suffering from the obesity or the overweight. For them, weight increase is nothing. We can make it out in a week. We can make it out in a day. But actually the people, those have a lean body mass or those have a lean body, it's for them very difficult to increase their weight. If you encounter someone, can be your colleague or can be a nearby person, or those are suffering for the increase of the weight, they will tell you it's quite easy to reduce the weight, but very difficult to put on the weight. But weight balance is quite an easiest task, which can be made out. Or whenever the weight has been imbalanced, that means whenever there's a change in the weight occurs, the person who has a weight have a clear understanding that why my weight is going down or why my weight is going up. So balancing is quite an easy task. But reduction of the weight and then sustainability. Because initially it's easy for you to reduce the weight. You can easily reduce the weight of almost from 3 to 4 kg in a month with a very simple activity, with a very simple change in your lifestyle. But to maintain the reduced weight of 4 kg a month, it's almost very difficult for a person to maintain it for a year. A diet has a role, or you can say even with the help of the diet, you can make out the required changes without doing any other activity. So I'm not suggesting to avoid the role of the physical activity, but the diet itself can work out in a very effective manner for the weight reduction, for the weight increase, and for the weight balance. But before that, we should have a clear understanding of the food item or the article what we are intaking. Because when somebody has talk you about one chapati, for him or her, a chapati can be of 20 gram, or can be of 25 gram, or can be of 50 gram. Because of the perception of the person who is taking the chapati at his or her house, make out a signified goal for the others in the same ratio. We are not taking into the consideration of the weight of the chapati. Likewise, when we're talking about the portion of a cup of portion of a vegetable, or say a simple portion of a dal, again the size of the bowl is different in different homes. And again, it is not possible for everyone to take a weighing machine to weigh out each and everything and then take it in your mouth. It's almost impossible. So until and unless we have a clear understanding of the food item and also the food item composition, it's very difficult for us to maintain through a simple diet and make out the changes in our body. These small things we should have understanding. Nowadays, the pedometer is very much in popularity for the people to understand. If I walk for 10,000 steps, that means so much of my calorie has been burned, and now I am free to take anything out of it. But again, the step, whether you have taken out these 10,000 steps in an aerobic manner or on anaerobic manner, or taking more oxygen or you're taking more pollution in your body. And these 10,000 steps, you are stepping out with which type of speed, whether it is walking, it is jogging, it is running, whether the steps are appropriate with your body, have you wear the proper shoes or chappal? These things we have forgot. Because nowadays, with a lot of information available on the internet, the Google Guru and the Google Mahatma. We are taking out the things over there, or either we take the advice of the expertise. But again, the expertise gives their own perception, as we have discussed about the role of the chapati. It is of 15 gram or the 50 gram. Then the second thing comes your lifestyle, your nature of job. Whether you have a long sitting hours, long standing hours, movement in the market or movement in the institution, or the stress what you have carried, the anxiety level what you have. So the Santulit Ahar ka matlab, it's not only meaning to take this balanced diet or this Santulit Ahar, but whether this thali or this plate of balanced diet has been taken as it is in our body, as it has been digested, as it has been assimilated. That's the main task, which normally we ignore, or normally we didn't put our concentration over to it. If I am in a job to write on the blackboard with a chalk, how much of my calorie has been reduced or has been used? Do we have an idea? Whether it is equivalent with the working of the exercises with the dumbbell or not. The type of bag what we carry on our shoulder, how much of strength I required. Whether the bag what we have carried on my shoulder, whether it is give a balance to my body or it will give a sort of, you can say, a drift my body from balance to a sideward portion. Am I shifting my bag from one shoulder to another in a regular manner? If I'm using my right hand throughout the time to writing on the blackboard, am I shifting it my left hand also to the same working position or not? The same thing happened with the students also. When they carry their bags, especially initial time, I can recall my time or my memory at the school time, we have a different type of bag. But nowadays, people used to carry the laptop bag. Now the bag has been changed, which can be easily fixed on the one shoulder. But in earlier time, you have no option to shift the bag on the one shoulder. You had to put the bag on the both the shoulders, and the weight is quite appropriate over there. And also the weight of the bag, which is nowadays in a very detailed discussion in the education ministry. Also some guideline is there. So these are the things, these are the patterns which have been used in our life on day-to-day basis and give us a understanding. So accordingly, when we can understand, I think next slide is energy. Please change over to next slide. Okay, this is the energy balance. The simple concept, if we have an understanding of the calories, calorie input and calorie output. So for the energy balance, the ratio should be 1:1. We can maintain our weight. And for if we want to increase our weight, okay, the input should be more and output should be less. If we want to decrease, again, output should be more and input should be less. But is it as simple for the energy balance? Seems to be very simple mathematical calculation. If I want to increase my weight, okay, I will take the calorie of 2,500 per day and I just burn out my calorie for the 2,000. So 500 calories per day I can store in my body and accordingly I can increase my weight. Same thing, the formula I can use for the reduction of the weight, where my requirement is 2,000, I take the calories of 1,500 a day and my weight will be reduced. Very simple formula for everyone. Everyone can reduce easily. But is it so? Does it happen? 99.9% people fail in adopting this formula. Though everybody is aware. Wherever you have been gone, whatever the dietitian you have consulted, whatever the expert you have speak out, they will give you all these things. And for the marketing point of view, they will not give you this formula. They will give you the diet plan by asking your daily routine. They calculate this thing in their mind. Okay, how much calorie you have been used in approximate manner. Accordingly, they make out. So we follow their diet by paying a huge amount to them, and we feel happy for a month or two when we get the effect. But later on, what happens? Again, 99% of the population get filled once they achieve their target. They could not sustain it. Few things are hereditary in nature. So the changes can be minimal. But if we have been run through the myths that this thing can be happened, it's not possible for you. Even the people, those are going for the liposuction for reduction of the weight, they will find their round back within a year. Because normally the liposuction people want to take to get their slim bottom or slim back. But even after liposuction, after just passing 1 year, they are get back to their shape. So this concept should be understood in a larger perspective, and we should have a clarity for each and everything. Next slide, please. This is basically for the understanding, especially for your students, those are involved in the sporting activity. They should have a clear understanding that the diet has a variation, especially at their stage when they are for the growth purpose, when they're in a stage of growth, because the growth normally has been occurred till the age of 25. The marathon people require the more component of the fat in the body because it's a long duration activity. And when the aerobic activity has been exhausted, the aerobic activities has been workout, and they can understand about the oxidation process and the fat dissociation process. But they can learn even their science books very easily for the understanding point of view. Likewise, for the sprint, the person those are taking part in the 100 meter and 200 meter, their diet definitely be different from the people those are participating in the 22.5 or the 42.5 kilometer run. Likewise, the people those are involved in the team sports like basketball, football, volleyball, their diet is certainly be different because they need the immediate source of energy also, and also the duration is optimum, or you can say the medium duration is there. And the people those are the weightlifting, they require more protein because they need to lift the weight. They require the more strength. Weightlifting, powerlifting, more strength is there. Likewise, the people those require more agility in the game, they require more carbohydrate in their diet. So the different people require the different diet as per the requirement of the game they have chosen or they are involved in the activity. Next slide, please. So I think the house is open for the discussion. I just give you the outline in a simpler form, and you have the query. And I think Shivam will ask the question on behalf of the students. Keshav. Yes.
Thank you, sir. We are extremely overwhelmed on gaining knowledge on the most important concern for human beings. This topic seems to be very simple, but yet complicated to us. But sir, the way you have explained it to us, you have simplified it completely. Thank you so much, sir. So, sir, we have some basic yet inquisitive questions that have come our way right from the audience. May I please go ahead if I'm granted your permission? Sir, may I please go ahead with the Q&A round?
Should I see the query by myself?
No, sir. I'll be telling you the questions.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir. So the first question that we have got is that, so you have talked about balanced diet and also have mentioned that every individual has different system to perceive things. So do you think one listed diet may be fruitful for everyone?
No, it's not. It's not. I think I answered quite well in this perspective that every human body requires a different type of diet in consideration with the nature of the job or activity what they have, and also their body type, and also I said that whatever type of hereditary body they have carried or they have the genes from their parents. Accordingly, the diet has been dependent and also have a different effect on the different person.
Amazing, sir. I'm sure each one of us is highly benefited with the informative answer. Thank you, sir. Moving on ahead, here comes the another question from another one of our spectators. So our next question is weight reduction, weight increase, and balance. Do you think it can be maintained throughout our life? If so, how should a person be disciplined for the same?
See, every human life has a different phases. Whatever the body type or whatever the fitness I have till the age of 25 could not be sustained till the age of 40. And again, whatever I have at the age of 40 could not be sustained to the age of 60. And that thereafter also. So you can't make out a commitment of any person. Whatever the efforts or energy he or she can put can have the same body throughout the life. But yes, the best possible fitness can be attained in the different phase of life. Likewise, if I see myself when I was playing in my school time and my college time, I never have a body weight more than that of 65 kg. And surprisingly, I have the higher bone weight. So again, when I'm discussing or talking about the different body types, and I've shown you the picture of the different people that is based on the body types, the body weight is comprises with the weight of the body bones and the muscles. You will find that the people those seems to be very lean, or you can say a comfortable body type, can have a higher body weight than the people those seems to be quite thin, but they are actually not. So we have a normal parameter of understanding with the BMI, body mass index, where we compare our weight with the height. But the weight is not actually a simple phenomena to reflect. You will find most of, if you have a research or you can have a sample of the people, you can understand by the way of the simple appearance. Sometimes you will find that there's an error when you are calculating only on the basis of the appearance. That was the basic reason of the differential body weight at the bone level and the muscles level. So as far as your question is concerned, whether we can maintain our healthy weight throughout the life or not, or can attain our fitness, yes, we can attain the fitness as per the requirement of the different age. Like when we're talking about the senior citizen, the test for the fitness is different for the senior citizen, which, if we compare with the test for the youth or the adults. The AFOD test is there, which has been designed in the USA, has a universal or global approval, where we are comparing their fitness tests in terms of their endurance, in terms of their strength, in terms of their agility, in terms of their strength. So these has been designed, and set limit is there to understand how fit you are. But when we're talking about the people in the senior age group, and there is a Rickley and Jones senior citizen test, there you will find that the test is quite simple. If you are in a position to get up from the chair, this test is normally for the people about to the age of 70 or 75. If you can easily stand up from the chair, can move within the room limit of, you can say, the 20 meter or 30 meter, and get back to your chair without the help of any external support, that means you are fit as per the age group. But when it has comes to the people of 18 to 20 age group, you had to run for 12 minutes and has to cross a distance of somewhere, I think, 3 kilometer almost, 2.8 kilometer in 12 minutes. So again, the different age has the different fitness parameters, and accordingly one can maintain their fitness throughout the life also.
Great to know all that, sir. So moving ahead, there is one more question. Is it a simple task to measure protein, carbohydrates, and fats every day with our meals for a common man? Or can a student also keep track of the same? If so, then please suggest some ways to keep a follow-up.
Otherwise it's very easy. You know, the person who knows driving, whenever you ask him to drive the car on a busy road, on a simple road, he will say, no, there is no problem. It's quite very easy and simple for the person to drive the car anywhere. He should have a knowledge to drive the car only, no? But the person who has a phobia or never ever drive a car, for him or her, it's very difficult to move the car for a distance of 10 meters, or even to, you can say, to leave the clutch and move the car for a distance of 5 meters only. It's impossible for him, because every time the clutch and accelerator coordination could not be happen at all. So for understanding for the balance of these components in the diet, you should have a clear vision about the food item you have taken. And you should have a knowledge that the food item has been cooked or baked or has been prepared with the ingredients, which type of ingredients, whether it has been made from atta or maida, whether it has been made from vegetable or fruit. If it is atta, then you should have an understanding that how much gram of atta has been used over there. So if you take the atta of 20 gram, like I give you the example for the chapati because it's easy to understand. If I give you the example for the burger, so let's see. We take the example of burger this time. When you take a burger, the bun is there. So we should have understanding the bun should be around the 6 bun packet is of 300 gram. So one bun should be of the 50 gram each. So 50 gram bun cost for the calorie of the 50 into 4, 200. Okay. Then we have a small tikki in it. So what should be the weight of that aloo tikki? Say it should be somewhere with the weight of 40 gram. Okay. 40 gram of the tikki prepared from the potato. So what is potato? Potato is again the carbohydrate. Okay. Multiply 40 gram with the 4, it 160. So total calculation goes to the 410. Now how the tikki has been prepared. Okay. It has been deep fried. So how much of the oil should be included over there? So you will just stroll your brain, you will find how at least 10 gram oil should be inculcated in that tikki. Okay, multiply 10 with the 9, you will add 90. So now the figure goes from 410 to 90, 500. So one burger contains the 500. Now stop, we need to add something more because we need some cheesy burger, some very Mac burger, or you know, the addition is there. So I add the cheese slice over to it. So one cheese slice, how much gram should it be? It is, I think, somewhere 10 gram of each slice. If you take the slice from the market, you can find out that the 12 slice piece is of 120 gram over there. So 10 gram you add the cheese slice also over there. So 10 gram of the cheese slice. So 10 into 40, 440. You will add 40 O's. It's 540. Then you add some vegetables over to it. You added some sauce. The sauce is again the ingredient with the sugar into it. Sugar is again the carbohydrate. Okay, multiply with it. So you will find that almost a burger you have taken is of 600 calories. At that 600 calories, you are taken just for fun. It's not the part of your major portion. It's not lunch, it's not diet. But when you are taking the chapati weighs normally a standard parameter make out a 17 gram. But okay, we make it out 20 gram. If we take 3 chapati, it costs 60 gram. We use ghee over to it, can make out 5 gram in completion of the 3 chapatis. So 45 gram, 45 calories, it's 105. Then we add vegetables. Vegetables has a less calorie, but if it is potato and other things are there, okay, we add to it somewhere 50. And again, then a bowl of, you can say, pulses are there. Okay, calculate, multiply by 4 if it is 50. So it's somewhere 20 gram into 4, 80 grams, add to it. So this a complete thali will make out, if you take a complete diet in a lunch, it will make out a total diet intake of not more than 500 for your balanced diet. But a single burger costs for the 600 calories, which we didn't calculate because we doesn't want to go in the deep. We want to have a ready-made, everything instant, everything very fast. So we just forget a single burger, which we would take out. Okay, take a burger. Okay, we will take. That has been not been accounted in your daily schedule. You take 600 calories. So if you understand this difference, but you should know the what component have what type of nutrients, you can make out a very clear distinction. Because honestly speaking, though we are talking, we have understanding, that's why it's quite easy for me to calculate. But for a simple person, it's very difficult for them. So that's why in the earlier again, I'm talking about the period before 2000. Whatever we have eaten, we have been getting the details from our parents and the grandfathers. They will tell you why this thing we should take and where it comes from. So that's the difference. We should have if we should have an understanding to this much extent, there is no concept of the junk food, what I'm talking to you in a scientific term. Because in the entire Europe and America, you will not get all these things. Everywhere maida has been used. Everywhere the preserved food has been used. But the people are more fit over there. So there is no concept of the junk food. But we should have a clarity. Whatever food I am taking and what should be its effect on my body. Whether it has been completed my daily routine or the, you can say a routine of the lunch or not. If we can understand, then it's easy for everyone to calculate each and everything. Or I promise you, might be it is possible for your 541 attendees. Might be 20 to 25 people will calculate this thing in a day, and tomorrow everybody will forget about it.
Amazing, sir. Thank you so much. So there's this one last question that has been dropped to our chat box, which I'm sure everyone would love to gain knowledge about. Sir, do you recommend artificial supplements of vitamins or proteins to be taken, since sometimes normal food is not able to fulfill requirements in a person if he's deficient in something?
It's a you can say very ticklish question for the people to understand. Because the entire marketing schedule, even the doctors, experts, everybody advise for the additional supplement of the nutrients. Before that, I should answer a few more things because somebody asked, should I take milk or not? If I'm not taking the milk, what should be the supplement? Should I go for the gymnasium or not? These things are also there. I will try to cover each and everything over it. So when we are thinking that I am sort of this particular type of supplement in my body, and it can be supplemented from outside. So the first thing we need to understand, if I could not make out the supplementation in my body from the natural resources, that means I am suffering from some disease. Or my digestive system is not cooperating with my body. Because if my body could not take the protein by eating the cheese or the egg, then how does it possible the protein from the box of protein can be assimilated in my body? Because the digestive system, being a natural part of our body, would prefer more to the natural things, not for the artificial things. It's a simple concept. At the time when I'm suffering from some disease and my system is not working efficiently, at that particular time, the doctors injected some medicine or injected some food in my body, that's okay. But if my body doesn't accept the natural things, how it will accept the artificial things and supplement it in my body? If I'm not fond of milk or I have problems for digestion of the milk, I can go for the alternatives. I can take the curd. If I could not run in the park and I run in the treadmill, how does it possible that I will attain the fitness by running on the treadmill, which I cannot attain by running in the park or running in the running track? So these are the small things what we need to understand. But nowadays, what happened? The marketing is such a lavish in nature. We could not make ourselves protected. If I get protected by myself, I could not handle the pressure from the peer group. Especially for the children, especially for the teenagers. The peer pressure is at the top. I can see this thing even in my children also. My daughter is there. Whenever she has seen something from her friend carrying in the school, she came back to me from the school and asked and demanding for the same. Okay, I know the handling technique and I can manage. That is something different issue. But for the teenagers, it's very difficult for them to overcome the peer pressure. So one thing is quite clear, the marketing products could not make your body. It is natural and can be worked out more effectively and efficiently through the natural products only. This thing is in just one nutshell. Nature to the nature. Nature cannot compete with the artificial.
Thank you so much, sir. I can say on behalf of all the spectators that we have gained basic yet complex answers of all the queries that one would have in his or her mind. Thank you very much, sir. Now, on behalf of all Bal Bhavanites, I would like to invite the persona, our Honorable Principal Sir, Mr. Vivid Gupta, who not only ignites the knowledge of wisdom in himself, but also pours that into our lives that encourages us to walk on the path of success. So, we would like to culminate this venture of spreading awareness about fitness amongst all of us with your words of wisdom. So, please.
Thank you, Keshav. Thank you so much for your kind words. A very good afternoon to everybody. On behalf of Bal Bhavan Fraternity, I welcome Dr. Mukesh Agarwal, who is an associate professor at the Department of Physical Education, Maharaja Agrasen College, Delhi University. Sir, we wholeheartedly welcome you, and I really appreciate the kind of information you have shared with our young prodigies today at this platform. You going on to the extent sharing and letting the children know about the importance of a glass of water in our daily lives, letting them know about the importance of the salad that helps us in the entire digestion process and how it helps us keep fit. So, I really appreciate the knowledge that you have shared with the children today, and I'm sure that our students will be benefited out of it. Thank you so much, sir. I take this opportunity to thank our mentor, our director, sir, Honorable Shri B.B. Gupta ji, for his always motivating us to move ahead and letting us try new ventures in our way. Thank you so much, sir. I congratulate the entire physical education department of the school, the HOD, Mr. Manish Rawat, for taking the initiative in organizing the Fit India Week in the school as guided by CBSE, and encouraging the children to adapt to the fitness modules that we are planning to keep up for the children in day-to-day activities. Thank you so much, the entire team. Dear children, what I would want to speak to you today here is, we have been talking about fitness, and the title for today's webinar is Live Fit. And why are we talking about fitness? It's very, very important for us to understand. So just a very, very small example I would like to quote here. I'm sure that everybody goes to the temple every morning. You pray to the Almighty, you pray to the God. You go to Gurdwaras, you go to Masjid, and you pray to the God for the wisdom, right? And what is it that we follow over there? A very simple thing, very, very simple thing. We put off our shoes outside the temple. Yes? Do we? We do that. Why do we do that? Because it's a sacred place. We don't want to pollute it. We want to keep it clean. And my dear children, our bodies are also the sacred temple that we must take care about. And it is very, very important that what you are feeding to your body is definitely going to convert it into the action. So whatever sir was talking in today's webinar, the kind of things that has been expedited here today, it is a clear example where we are talking about that we need to take care of our body. It is a gift of the Almighty to us. And if we are not able to take care of it, it becomes very difficult. When we are sick, when we are ill, we go to the temples and we pray to the God. And we tell the God, Bhagwan sab kuch theek kar dena. Yes or no? कोरोना वायरस आया, हम लोगों ने सबने भगवान के आगे हाथ जोड़े, लेकिन हमें क्या चाहिए था वहां पर? We needed a little wisdom that we are actually talking about every day. During the entire week, we are talking about it. A little exercise, a little concentration on what we are eating is definitely going to pay a lot of impact on our day-to-day activities. Today, if I don't know if the parents are around or not, but a lot of parents come to me and they complain that, today the children are facing the problem of anger issues. There is a lack of concentration skills amongst the children. What is the reason? The reason is that we are not feeding our children right. So until and unless we get into the mode of feeding ourselves right and talk about the fitness in our day-to-day routine, I think we will not be able to get the solution to all these problems. So one thing is linked to the other. And it is very, very important that today, when our children are at a very young age, if we start talking to them about these issues, definitely consciously or unconsciously, it is going to be here in their mind. And when they grow up, they will definitely think about it. I was very happy when I was reading the questionnaires in the chat, and most of the children wanted to know, somebody wanted to know how to reduce the weight. Somebody wanted to know how to gain the weight. So, that consciousness is there. The child knows that I'm gaining weight. The child knows that mera weight nahi badh raha hai, mujhe kya karna chahiye, what should I eat, what supplements should be there. So that kind of awareness is something which is very important. And when we are celebrating a Fit India Week, when we are talking about fitness, the entire objective is to consciously put your attention towards these aspects. Let's talk about it. So that's very important. I was very happy when somebody was asking, about the puberty issues. They said that, is there something that we should prefer during the puberty? Because the food items that we are having during this time may change our orientation and may change our mood, help us during that particular moment. So that's very important. So which means that what your teachers are talking to you in the classroom, you are absolutely able to relate it today in this webinar. So I really appreciate that effort that the teachers are consciously putting up in the classes. There is a discussion about it, and we must discuss. That's the key. Because the more we discuss, definitely there is something that is going to come out, and we learn from each other. So that is the beauty of the entire platform, and that with that objective, we planned this webinar today. And I must congratulate the entire team for this very useful session and very, very knowledgeable session. Thank you, Dr. Mukesh, once again for sparing out time from your busy schedule, coming here and talking to the children. And I'm sure that the kind of answers and responses that you've given to the questions of the children, it is definitely going to help them a lot. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. I'm sure we all are going to abide by the rules and norms of a human life, and shall stand for human rights for us and for others. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir. I would like to raise the event by quoting some encouraging lines here. Think healthy first. Eat smart for a healthy heart. Eat healthy, live long, live strong. Healthy eating keeps the heart beating. Beware what you eat, because you are what you eat. Thank you, everyone.